The seller of your next house can legally pay your mortgage for almost an entire year. Yes, you heard me correctly. And no, this is not a scam. If you are out there house hunting right now in South Florida and your real estate agent hasn't explained this exact strategy to you, fire them immediately. They are about to let you flush tens of thousands of dollars of your own hard-earned savings straight down the toilet just because they don't know how to do basic math. Let me explain a perfectly legal scheme that will keep your bank account full using simple first-grade math so that even a 10-year-old could understand it. It all comes down to aggressive, correct negotiations and knowing exactly how to manipulate the rules of your loan in your favor. Here is the massive secret that average buyers have no clue about. The rules for FHA loans legally allow the seller of the home to give you a massive concession. In the real estate industry, we call this a seller concession, and it acts as a credit that can be up to 6% of the total price of the property you are buying. Let's pretend you find a beautiful waterfront property or a gorgeous new construction home for $500,000 right here in our local market. Under this FHA rule, you can extract up to $30,000 directly from the seller's pockets. Now, here is where average buyers completely ruin the deal. Most people will just weekly beg the seller to drop the purchase price of the house by $30,000. Do not do that. It is a terrible financial mistake that does absolutely nothing for your immediate liquidity. Instead of dropping the purchase price, you are going to force the seller to lock that exact amount into your official contract as a credit strictly meant to cover your closing costs. Now, let's address the elephant in the room before you get too excited. No, the seller is not going to just Venmo you 30 grand or hand you a briefcase of cash in a dark alley. That is highly illegal. But what this massive credit will do is completely cover all of your heavy, annoying closing expenses and ridiculous deal closing fees. So what is the actual tangible result for you? That $30,000 of your own personal, guarded savings, the exact cash you expected to painfully hand over at the closing table, stays completely untouched and safely tucked away in your personal bank account. But wait, the strategy gets even more aggressive. Now we are going to completely hack the mortgage calendar. We are going to strategically schedule your official closing date for the very first week of the month. Let's say we force the closing to happen on August 4th. Because of how the mortgage system works in the United States, your very first official mortgage payment gets shifted forward. That means your absolute first check will not be due until October 1st. You legally get to skip the entire month of September without paying a single dime to the bank. Let's go back to our simple math. For a $500,000 house with a minimal down payment, your monthly mortgage payment, including all of your annoying taxes and expensive insurances, is going to sit at right around $3,500 a month. Take that $30,000 of your own cash that we saved you at the closing table and divide it by your $3,500 monthly payment. What does that equal? That gives you almost 9 straight months of a pure, bulletproof financial cushion. Because we strategically trap the seller's money in the deal, you will essentially not have to start spending your own personal savings on your mortgage until the following summer. You get to live in your beautiful new home while resting easy, knowing you have almost a year of payments sitting in the bank. This is not fantasy. This is exactly how the wealthy operate. And this is exactly what happens when you have a forensic clafourenus negotiating your contracts. If you are trying to buy a house in Palm Beach, Martin, or St. Lucie County, and you are using some part-time amateur agent who just opens doors and smiles, you are going to get slaughtered in this market. You are going to leave tens of thousands of dollars on the table because they do not know how to structure these deals. At Echo Fine Properties, my team and my elite mortgage partners do not play silly games. We definitely do not do BS. We do hardcore forensic data analysis and we execute. We build absolute, ironclad financial strategies to protect your cash and force the seller to pay your bills. We know the exact loopholes. We know the complex contract language, and we know exactly how to structure these massive seller concessions to keep your savings safely in your own bank account. The real estate market here in South Florida is absolutely ruthless. And if you do not have this level of aggressive strategy in your corner, you are the one paying the price.